Get Into Geek. This is episode 95. We're talking Stargate SG-1. A bunch of long-time fans introducing one of our own to the show for the first time, one episode per week. My name is Mitch. With me, the full Get Into Geek team. We got Maddie.
What's up?
We got Brendan.
At the Bren Gibson.
He's still working on last week.
Shit.
We're going to pick up right where we left off a week ago. Rhys, our newbie, what's happening?
G'day, guys.
And Link's back again.
3 out of 3. Good to be here, guys.
Yeah.
Very good to
It's
be
like
here.
a trilogy of Lincoln. We only ever get a
Thank you,
trilogy of
Rhys.
you at the time. It's fantastic.
Yeah, mate.
We are here to talk about episode number 6 of season 5, Rite of Passage. We teased last week to Rhys that we'll be going back to Cassandra. So let's see what the old DVD synopsis has in store for us, and then we'll see what he thought. On the eve of her birthday, Cassandra is showing signs of mind fire, a powerful electromagnetic field triggered by puberty. Now, SG-1 must find a cure to stop the life-threatening changes before she destroys herself and the command center.
If it was the eve of her birthday, why the f*** is she already getting presents and cake?
Yeah.
She seems like a spoiled little...
Very
Can I just say,
entitled.
I never thought in reading my synopses here on the DVDs that I would ever come across the word puberty, but it happened.
Yeah.
So thanks,
I
Stargate
was
SG-1.
hoping.
Yeah, well, you know, just keep coming at me. I've got 5.5 seasons to go. What
Speaking
else?
of puberty, keep coming at me. Oh, as if puberty isn't hard enough. Like, she's got to worry about blowing up the world.
Yeah.
Like,
He's got to date that more.
like
Hey, a little bit of fun trivia for you. The guy who plays her boyfriend, he's one of the dirt f***ers from One False Step.
no way.
He's one of the dirt f***ers.
Oh.
He upgraded to
What,
Cassandra.
the dung hut?
Yeah, one of the Yep.
Oh,
in
wow.
that.
Was he a child in that, or is he just like one of those adults playing like a
Just
15-year-old?
one of the short adults,
Oh
yeah.
my god, he did
Wow.
actually look like when he actually went in for the kiss and looking at him and go, "Man, you look 27."
You're at least 30. No, but yeah.
Kissed her?
Oh, what the hell? I'm like,
That was so
low
bad.
down. You were ready.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah.
You were ready to bone
Yeah.
an alien like 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
He showed up at your
the
house
fifth
going,
time.
"Hi, my feet are together and I'm watching you."
Yeah.
And now you're like,
But what was she doing just before she fell? Well, what? I was trying to get to second base, all right? Jesus Christ, leave me alone.
"You guys haven't been to second base yet?"
Get in that room right now! Quick, I'm doing it myself!
I'm going to get a home run here tonight.
Yeah, I don't remember her being as like angry last time we met Cassandra, but I guess she's
Puberty,
a teenage
mate.
girl,
It's
and
puberty.
it was a bit of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
And I actually did like that. Like, we've never seen Janet at home. So she's actually got her hair down. She's got like, you know, shoulder length sort of like
Yeah.
curly. Like, she looks like your auntie basically.
Yeah.
And then
Well, there was a touch of, Cassandra has two mummies with Carter and Janet there.
Yeah, where were the
Oh,
rest
you
of
know-
the
Nothing wrong
one?
with that,
You
but it
know-
was a bit...
yeah, what's wrong with them?
You know what I got from that
They
scene
were at the Jello party.
is that
Yeah, they're now hosting it. Teal, like he's got a little card. He's got a little membership card. They hole punch every time he shows up, and on his 10th go, he gets to introduce Chevron to the stage.
wearing that same scarf.
But yeah, given that like when we first meet Cassandra, it's like, yeah, there's that, she bonds with Carter quite a lot, but then Carter fobs her off to Fraiser, but then
Yeah.
it's like there's that whole scene where Jack is the one that like takes her to the school and stuff like that
Yeah.
and gets her the
Yeah.
dog
Yeah.
or whatever.
See,
So it's like, why wasn't he there for her birthday
Yeah.
party?
Why weren't
Yeah.
the other boys there?
Yeah.
because
He was fishing.
the view I got, more important things to do. The feeling
Just
I got from that
Just a clam
scene
jam.
where Carter and Fraiser in the kitchen, and Cassandra comes in, is she's like, oh, there's that woman who adopted me away to Fraiser.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I got. Like,
Man,
why would I want to talk
She
to
should
her?
really show Carter a bit more respect, because if it wasn't for Carter, that little bitch should be sitting down in a basement,
In a
Yeah.
silence.
dark,
Starving to
to death.
Yeah.
100%. I'm
And
with
she
Brendan
did.
on this
No,
one.
but I'm glad
Yeah.
Cassandra brought that up in the end. She's like, "You stayed with me."
Yeah.
She's like, "What?" Because you stayed
Yeah.
with me when you were ordered not to, and basically you knew you were going to die. And she's like, "Oh well, I had faith that we were going to be okay, and if we weren't, then I was still with you." And she's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And then she was like, "Maybe I do owe you a little bit more respect." I'm like, "Yeah, well, why has it taken you until now to realize
But
that?"
then
just found that.
it's established that they play chess every Saturday or
Yeah.
every other Saturday or
And
something
I got
like
the
that.
I've
And it's
always
like-
done
She's
this.
got that
Girl.
kind of attitude every Saturday.
Right? Why would
Well,
Carter
yeah,
keep
there's
doing
no
it?
You have
way-
to play chess against a genius.
She's just bitter.
Spent the last 4 years losing every weekend.
I'm also a teenager. Why do I want to play chess on a Saturday?
Absolutely.
Can you just let me win for once? Oh, what? All of a sudden you figure out you're not the smartest in the room? What will you learn if I let you in?
You know, Joel and I would say,
Oh, no.
I like even that moment where they're like, "There's a Goa'uld on base." Really? I haven't sensed anything. Shut! Oh, we get it.
Yeah.
You can sense it.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what was funny about that was because she's like, "Oh, I'm not sensing anything." Wouldn't she sense Tilk's Goa'uld
God, yeah.
standing right next to her?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem I
Absolutely.
have. Is okay, so Niti's running around with an invisibility field, and we detect her with the TERs
Oh, yeah.
that we used when the Ritu were a problem.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at the end of that episode, they said, "Oh, we'll set up some TERs in the gate room.
Yeah,
So
so this
every
will
time
never
the gate
happen
is
again."
opened, we'll fire a TER at the gate, and we'll see anyone invisible coming through."
Yeah.
How the f did Niti get in on base?
Sorry, Heather
Yeah.
E. Ash, you've done f***ed up.
Yeah. and unfortunately, it is Heather's last episode.
Yeah, that's why.
This is the last
That's
episode
right.
she wrote.
We had TERs in the gate room. Don't f*** around.
What? Are you saying she's not a good writer?
No, she's gone because she f***ed that
Oh,
continuity up.
okay.
I was sensing a trap here.
There
Yeah,
was.
me
There's a little bit
too.
of trap. Just because she has had a bit of a hit and miss when it comes to the episodes she's written. Before this, she wrote Learning Curve, New Ground,
Newground, one of the greats.
Beneath the
This
Surface,
is my middle section.
and Foothold.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
she's
so she
really
should know.
had a hit and miss in terms of good eps and not great eps.
Should have learnt
She
from
was
her
there.
mistakes.
She was around when the TERs were invented.
Mm. That's where I feel like we need to like start writing and filming like the cut scenes where they go like, "I thought we had these. What are they called? The TERs. I thought we had
Yeah.
them set up in the gate room." And you just see like this, you know, like apprentice technician. And he just like leans
Lean
back and like flicks the switch up. You know, it's like
And then all these bloody
Ritu.
Ritu in the gate room.
You're just having a mass orgy
hiding
around
behind-
everywhere.
hiding behind folders and shit.
More of that black light spray
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Message in a Bottle just all over the place.
Oh man.
No, it's like the
That's great.
it's like a red light camera box that has no camera in it. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Like how it's like, you know,
There's
like
only 6
one,
of the same.
one suburb might have like 6 camera boxes around their suburb, but the actual police only have like say 2 cameras, so they can only fill 2 of
Oh,
those 6
it's like, what do you-
boxes at
I
once.
thought you were talking about a science experiment where it was red light cameras. I'm like, ooh, what's this?
No.
Instead, you're giving everyday advice. This is cool. It's like, oh,
Run a red light gun.
What are my chances?
Yeah, I mean, you may get killed, but you won't get a fine.
Yeah.
You know what they're doing now? They're
I'll kill
setting up.
myself if I do.
They're, Can I do it once? They're setting up speed cameras on red light cameras. So if you speed up to make
Oh, fuck.
through the orange
Oh.
light, they'll sting you for speeding.
Said it before.
Jeez.
No, it's to save lives, guys. It's
Oh,
not,
of
it's
course.
not to,
Totally.
It's not about revenue.
no, no, no,
Not at
no,
all.
no,
Don't need money.
no,
Nah,
no.
definitely not.
Yeah, bloody politicians need a pay rise.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
70 grand again this year. So,
What?
oh, measly pocket change, mate. Alan Jones gives it to him.
These-
So, so they went back to Cassandra's home world. Didn't wear any protective gear.
Yeah, didn't they?
No, yeah, they said it dissipated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
How
send,
convenient!
they'll send them out just to suss it out.
Jesus.
When are the Melps are going to become self-aware and they're going to like, oh, we don't know what's going on the other side. Just send a Melp through. They'll be like, turn around and go, "F off."
How
Yeah.
dare you?
Do you know how many of my brethren have died?
Actually, I forgot to mention it last week when we were talking about Red Sky. Why did the Malp get shot through the gate? When all the team got shot through the gate, why didn't the Malp? Why wasn't the Malp shot through like R2D2 getting shot out of a swamp on Dagobah? He was just calmly sitting
That would
there.
be so good if the Malp had a bit of
voice.
a bit of personality.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty great. Yeah, you're right.
And then later on, you find out it's just Walter and over a microphone
Just him doing impersonations.
pretending. He just opened the broom closet. Walter's in there.
there is no try.
What are you doing in here?
He's actually making sound effects. Like he's got like a pot and then like, you know, an electric razor. And I'm like, what is going on? He's just like
2 coconut halves.
a Tic Tac case with some rice in it. He's like, he's getting really good at this. Setting up his next career.
Foley.
Yeah.
I just found it funny how it was kind of like at the start with the birthday scene, it was like, you will get back here and you will have your cake and you will eat it too. I'm like, that's so random.
Yeah.
Maybe vegetables. It's like basically saying you have everything.
Yeah, and it's like if
Come and have everything.
according to the synopsis on the back of the DVD, if it's the night before her birthday, why would they? If she's got a date, why would they schedule her birthday thing? She's like, why wouldn't you have cake and stuff on her actual birthday and
during
let
the
her go
day.
out to this party on the night that
She's
it
nearly
was?
from another planet. Her birthday's when we say it is.
She can change it anymore. She doesn't have a birth certificate.
I did actually like Janet going into like full parent mode, like when she's yelling at her and Sam's like, you know, okay, don't. Because I think
Put this on me, Sam.
I think I've done that
intervene now.
when Link comes over and I'm like yelling at my kids or something. And he's like, oh, don't worry. No, they need to hear this. I'm the dad.
The hand goes up.
I get to talk like this. I get to raise my voice in short sentences. They know what's good for them.
I'm going to use my dulcet tones.
And I will
It
clench
kinda-
my teeth.
My dad used to
Don't you
hit us
bloody
on every syllable that he was saying.
Oh, they hurt. Yeah.
My dad used to pump the brakes on every syllable.
Yeah.
Oh.
But don't just and then drive.
Oh.
Calm
I
down,
thought
buddy.
Yeah.
Either that or he's a terrible driver.
He's not listening. He's a shit driver.
He's
He's
terrible.
pretty bad.
He doesn't know how to get out of his own estate. Driving with him the other day. Oh, is this where we turn? I go, I don't know.
You live here, mate.
Yeah, but I don't usually drive. You usually have your eyes closed?
He's usually blind drunk. The cabbie usually, I don't know which way he usually goes. Usually catch an Uber out of here. I don't even know what suburb I live in.
All right, take me back to the pub. I'll close my eyes and then I'll just magically be at home. That's what happens every other week.
It's like that he gets in. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, mate. Take me home. All right.
We went to the Bottle-O. She goes, and like, they just moved house not long ago. We go to the local bottle shop, and the chick behind the counter goes, "Oh, we got some more Cooper's Clear in." They know what f***ing beer he drinks.
Because he has to order it in.
Weren't you guys shitting on Cooper beer the other week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't
Sponsoring
drink
the
it.
show now. So
Great
it's
people.
Yeah,
Oh,
great
right.
people.
Of course, that makes sense. That makes sense.
If they do, though. Great.
It kind of weirded me out when Fraiser was being all the mum.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're used to seeing her so professional.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's just the fact that she wasn't nice to Cassandra at any point throughout this episode. She was just aggressive and authoritative, and I was like, just like she's not your daughter. Like but you know what I mean. Like I
But
get
you think given that she adopted her own like 4 years ago, so you think they'd have more of like a big sister little sister kind
Absolutely, yeah.
True.
of where let's get through this together. Your entire planet's died. You can't go back there
Yeah.
because you'll be living on your own in a
Try to-
cave.
Or I can put you in a foster home if you want.
Yeah, it's,
I'll put you in a mental hospital because you
Yeah.
keep saying you're from another planet.
it's funny how quickly Cassandra like acclimated to like Earth life and being like a spoilt little bratty teenager.
Oh, I'm not surprised if she gets treated like that by Fraiser. Like
Yeah.
trying to be controlled by someone. Like try to influence her rather than control her.
It's like I feel like we needed
How
to
long have you been married for?
I feel like we
You'll get
needed
there.
to see a scene.
I'll
in, like,
leave. I don't give a shit.
I feel like we need to like see a scene of like those two in an earlier episode where they're nice to each other and they're getting
Yeah.
along, and it's like maybe the fact that Cassandra, why she's being so nasty, is because of what's the changes that are happening to
Yeah.
her. And I think Fraiser kind of needed to take the high road on it. Like,
Yeah, like
like
she.
Fraiser never had to change a nappy or anything like that. So you know,
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop
You know,
whining.
should have
Stop
changed
whining.
Cassandra's emotional nappies.
And Fraiser was always saying, like Cassandra was like, "Just let me go, just like get away from me." And Fraiser's like, "Oh yeah, but you know this is hard on me. Just think about me." And I'm like, "This is classic selfish Fraiser."
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something.
She gets better.
something about me.
She
rubs
does.
something about her rubs me the wrong way.
Now it's been a little while. We talked about how much of a Lothario Daniel was back in the day when he was married, sort of getting with all these sort of alien women and all that kind of stuff.
What does
And
Lothario mean?
Lothario? He's a player. He's a use and abuse him kind of guy.
Well, that was his name of his glasses company.
Oh Jesus! If anyone hasn't got that thesaurus to Rhys yet, you can still send that. So I feel like maybe
online.
Daniel's getting backed up a little bit and needs to I think he wants to be Cassandra's daddy.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that
Just
too.
watch this weird
Yes.
scene with him and
Fraiser.
Fraser. I've zoomed in on it so you can really look at the weirdness.
So she's touching him. Now they're holding hands.
She's grabbing onto his thumb.
Oh.
If you need.
Oh.
If you need anything. And then he realizes at the end here that he strikes out. Watch the look on his
yeah.
face.
Yeah, man. He put the moves on.
Oh.
You should take the glasses off.
Yeah, get those babies.
See,
Yes.
now, for me, I watched that, right? And,
Yeah.
and I like created this backstory that, for me, it's like they've secretly been trying to get something going, and that maybe the night of the birthday she was going to go out with her friends. They were actually finally going to have a night together, go out and have dinner or something. Then it got put on the back burner while she's trying to fix.
That's why Fraiser was
Cassandra.
angry throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, she was trying to
In
get
that
some.
moment.
She was trying to get some hot Daniel too. Like not some shitty season 1 Daniel. She's getting some season 5.
And if you
Daniel.
remember in Singularity, Daniel's going up to Carter going, you don't have to do this on your own. I can help you with
Yeah.
Cassandra.
Oh yeah, he's just got.
He
Yeah.
just wants to be that
he wants
daddy.
a Shifu substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad or
But
Daddy?
I reckon that moment where
Both.
she's holding onto his finger, but then he's got the rest of his hand grabbing onto her hand, and she breaks away. That's almost her going, we've run out of chances. This is it. It's done.
Yeah.
And that's why he's sort of like, okay, well, it never really got started, but it sucks that it's over. Like,
Yeah.
I fully go.
The
You
only-
guys got something going on.
The only thing
here."
that was missing from there was her to either start jerking off his thumb or him to start thrusting his thumb into the palm of her hand. That
Would've
was,
worked.
that was the only thing.
So she's only thinking about her daughter, and
Yeah.
he's doing that to her hand, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Nothing." Unless you like it. Do you like it? No? Oh, no, I wasn't doing anything.
Just
then.
massaging your hand. It's a pressure point. It's supposed to release stress.
Do you like it? No, it's good. Me either.
No, me
There's a
neither.
broom
Yeah, I
closet
hate
just here, so...
Yeah.
Do you want to go in? No, me neither.
No, we can't.
I just meant you should sweep the
Walter.
floor.
I was going to say, Walter's already in there just making R2D2 sounds. Oh,
No,
it's
he's
exactly how it looks.
He's in there with poor man Sarah Silverman. Yes. But no, and then just that look of defeat as Daniel at the end, he kind of just like, and away he goes.
Yeah.
It's just like, he struck
You know,
it out.
another thing that Fraiser pissed me off about was when Cassandra's trying to explain to her exactly what's going on. Look, I think this is happening. This is what needs to go on. And then Fraiser goes, not now, Cassandra. And I'm like, dude, you're literally doing nothing right now. You could just
Yeah.
listen to her.
And then there was that weird moment where it's
And
like,
you're a doctor.
Don't want to.
yeah, where the
Don't wanna.
one
Shut
thing
up.
that was making Cassandra feel better was rotating that
Yeah.
night piece, and then Janet goes to grab it, and it's hot from all the kinetic
Yeah.
energy, and it burns her, and it's almost like she blamed Cassandra for it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Cassandra wouldn't have known it's hot either. Cassandra's not touching it; she's just moving it with her mind to bleed off some
And
of this
she
energy.
told her, it feels like I'm getting the heat out of me.
Yeah.
He's releasing.
And then Janet kind of just does it when she looks at her and she's like it was her fault. And
But
I'm
then,
like,
what I
is
did
that
like
really
is
the
that
way you
Cassandra,
look at it?
who'd been cold up until that point, still turned to her and said, "Oh, sorry." And she's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what she said that was all right, or just gave her a look like, I know it wasn't your fault. But up until then, you're like, you're kind of blaming her.
I think it was,
And,
I think it was supposed to be a look of, oh my god, something's really happening to you. This is, I don't know what to do. But it just came off very sort of
Selfish.
accusatory. Like, it was,
I like the acting when she grabbed the chess piece and reacted, because there was enough time that she had it in her hand to be like, oh shit, it's burning.
yeah. Oh, she
like
did
that.
it well. It was just that look afterwards that I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
really, Queen?
And then
That was like back when Teal'c was sick as well. It was kind of like she didn't care, like Rhys was saying, she didn't care what the outcome was. It's just like, I need to do this because it's about me.
yeah.
No wonder her and Daniel are getting along then. No wonder they're getting into each other. Now it's just a battle of who's winning.
Yeah, you gotta feel bad for Peter DeLuise though, who directed it. It's like 4 weeks ago, he'd had to do the exact same show when he did Threshold with Teal'c stuck in that same room for the entire episode.
Oh, yeah.
Then they let him go and do the Fifth Man, where he's running just killing Jafar and killing too many Jafar. And then they're like, "Nah, you're banished back to the observation room, mate. You got a hospital episode. That's your punishment."
You killed too many Jafar.
I think Fraiser went and drugged that guard and put a gun, which she shouldn't have, on their prisoner.
She's still a
She stole it from me,
I
yeah,
think
man.
she's a captain or a major. She holds rank. She's still an Air Force
Yeah, bro.
officer.
Would she carry a gun though?
No, she took
No,
it
no,
off
she
like
could've-
that she sedated.
Right.
Yeah. Well, she could have got one out of the
So,
armory.
and then nothing happened to her.
No repercussions.
No,
No
nothing.
court
That's where I
martial.
thought. I'm like, oh no, this is when Hammond's going to start acting based off emotion, like O'Neill said he should, because he'll sympathise with her that she was just a
Yeah.
mother doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like what Simmons has been
But she
saying.
got,
Like
she got
Hammond's,
results out of it though.
yeah, he got results, but like Hammond does really play into how his people want it. I mean, they're in their own little bubble, so he's like going to act accordingly. But at the same time, like, so many of these people should have been suspended or kicked out of the military or something for their
I think
actions.
if she'd pulled the trigger, like even if she'd shot her in the shoulder, she would have had some serious repercussions.
Yeah, but we're talking
never-
about this is the doctor that's saying, no, you guys need to do what I say because this is what's correct and this is what's by the book. And then she goes and does that. Like when she's saying to Braytag, oh, you can't do this because, this is my bloody infirmary and you can't do this in, and then she goes and does that.
Yeah, well, she's going to, even if she shoots Nearty, then she's going to patch her up.
When she shoots her in the face.
I just think Jack and Hammond kind of failed in their interrogation of trying to get what they want out of Nearty.
Yeah.
So
I
it
don't
was-
buy that. They're, as if they would have been waterboarding or something.
Yeah,
Surely.
Yeah, 100%.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's not like it's just a simple, dude that they've Jafar or whatever. This is a system lord.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know
This
what?
is-
All
this
bets
is-
are off. These people have killed planets.
This is
Yeah,
still pre-9/11 though, so just.
Yeah, but even so, like after they said, oh yeah, we'll make a deal, Nearty, you fix her and then we'll let you go. As soon as she fixed her, why not just either keep Nearty or
Yeah.
kill her?
Yeah.
Why let her go?
That's the
don't-
whole. That's
yeah.
the whole point, though. If you listen to the audio commentary, it's about because we're honourable. The whole reason Nearty doesn't want to make a deal with us is because the Goa'uld aren't honourable. So if she made that deal, she would never honour it. But we're showing that we're better than the Goa'uld by making this deal and
She
honouring
doesn't
it.
care.
We're not
make it
better than
so much
we're letting
harder
her
for
go
ourselves.
to kill more planets.
Exactly,
basically.
and no
Well,
one
it's-
knows that the deal was made. No other Goa'uld,
Yeah.
it's sort of like,
Yeah, they
oh,
don't
we're
know she's
sending an
there.
emissary
Yeah.
or something like that. It's literally like no one knew about her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Not even the airman that Fraiser drugged.
she's not going to be missed.
But I think it
Yeah.
shows though it shows like what the political climate was in the time, because if you fast forward to like season 9 with Nerus, we make a deal with him and then say we're going to let him go,
Yeah, that's
and then
Annoying.
we imprison him. So I think it's just a matter of the current political climate and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that
Probably more of a PG rating.
the
I guess.
American the American Air Force consultants on the show. So it's like, they probably would have said, no, if a general gives his word that he's going to do this, he's going to do it. And there is that sort of scene where as she's let go, it just like stops on Jack's face.
It would have been
He's
nice
like, I really would have loved to have
if
shot
if Simmons had to come in and go, nah, we're taking her. That would have been
Yeah,
a win.
that would-
Yeah, if someone
Yeah.
else was responsible
Yeah.
for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
they could have put
Yeah.
up a fight saying, no, we've made a deal. We've made a
Yeah.
deal. He's like, no, I'm sorry, we're
Sure,
getting over
just talk into that thing.
you. Oh, shut up.
Just so we can
Can't
hear,
hear,
mate.
mate.
Sorry,
Big
mate.
black
Sorry,
stick,
sorry.
mate.
Yep. All right. No, it would have been good, like if he comes in and then it to save face for the Air Force dudes to go, no, we're putting up a fight. No, we've made a deal with her, this and that. And he's like, no, well, this outranks you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a order by the president, or this is an order by people higher than you, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. We're taking
Someone-
over Area 51. You don't get a say in this.
Someone
Yeah.
that doesn't give a shit about you bloody,
Yeah.
That would have been good.
The NID
I feel-
or something.
Yeah, I feel like the SGC is the only people that give a shit about this whole, we're prim and proper and
Honourable.
we'll be, honourable. Be by our word, but everyone else in the government, the military is just like, nah, we do what we want, thanks.
Yeah, but to me, it's one of the great sort of writing tropes that I like, and it always reminds me of like the OG kind of Batman stuff. It's like Batman says the reason he doesn't kill is because if he did, it would make him no better than the villains that he's trying to imprison. Like there's that. It's always harder to do the
We
honourable
killed
thing.
50 Jafar last week. Didn't care. Didn't
They've
didn't
all got
break a
kids.
sweat.
They've all got kids.
Yeah, but that was in a like
Jafar
tactical
lived twice as long as
situation.
us, so they're probably over 100 years old each. So
That's the
They got
limit.
3 families.
They got
a
60
lot of wisdom
kids
behind
each.
those dead eyes. Just saying.
Not wise enough to kill 4 people. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
an ambush of 4 people.
But this is a pretty terrible episode. Like I had a look just because I was searching for stuff for it. It's actually it's the lowest ranked episode for the season on IMDb at a rating of
Yeah.
7.1, and it's actually one of the lowest out there. The last one before this to get a ranking as low as 7.1, cover your ears, Brendan, was actually Demons back in season 3.
Heresy!
even the Light scored 7.2.
Piss off.
And Entity scored 7.3.
Yeah. Well,
So
IMDb, what?
This holds
Ask
the
Rotten Tomatoes, mate.
this oh Jesus. So this holds the record as the lowest rated episode all the way up until season 8 with Sacrifices, which reached a 6.9. which is my big fat Jafar wedding.
Right.
That episode.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. But only between that, in season 6, Sight Unseen, Jonas episode is a 7.2, as well as Birthright and Resurrection. So it's pretty low down there. I mean, it's, Poor Emancipation's down at like 6.9 or 6.8 or something like that.
Cool.
So it's,
I mean, yeah.
IMDb
are pretty good, actually. Great people.
You want to sponsor the show? Jump on
I got
board.
a good indication about what Matty felt about this episode when I got his email with his sound bites that he wanted to play on the show, as he does each and every week. And he still sent me an email and says, Season 5, Episode 6, Rite of Passage. And then in the body of the email, nothing, because it's shit. Guess I'm not playing any audio today.
I couldn't even find any good audio commentary. I was just like, because James Titchener was giving Peter DeLuise nothing, just giving him nothing to work
No
with.
poo cramps.
No.
So Neardy's plan from the get-go was to find the ultimate host.
Yeah, she
Or
wants an advanced host.
Her major plan
Like-
was to dress like a ninja and flip through a window.
And she
Very good.
succeeded.
Very good.
That was
She's done it
Solid
before.
9.5.
Only bettered by the fact that in slow motion, O'Neill was able to get his hands on a Zat and shoot her mid-ninja spin.
Yeah, while the other airman held up a
absolutely.
TER at the exact right moment
While she was
and
invisible.
didn't fire.
Like, that's how good SG1
Yeah,
is.
there's a lot going on in that 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's why he's not SG11.
So not even ninja poo cramps.
Nah.
Because the same as Brief Candle, right? That's why the Goa'uld built that 100 days thing.
Yeah, so they want to get the most advanced human they can because they figure, well, if they've got a host that can move things with their mind, that's going to give them a one up on all the other system lords and all the other Goa'uld, so that they can kind of take control.
So what was Neardy doing for the last 4 years after she blew up Cassandra's
You'll
planet?
find out, buddy.
Yeah. Well, she was captured, remember, at the start of last
Yeah.
season during was a fair game. But then she's been on the loose since Cronus was killed at the end of last season, so about 6 episodes ago.
Yeah.
She's been on the loose since then. So I guess she's got a few irons in the fire, and it just took her a bit of time to... I wouldn't be surprised if them touching the little glowy hand on the tree probably sent her a transmission for her to actually
Yeah, I
come
think
back
that's
to that
what
planet.
Carter said, or Daniel said, or... Yeah, one of them said, I think they'd set off an alarm to let her know.
So she thought, okay, I've got another potentially, advanced host here that I might be able
Would
to...
you? She's already
do
been
something
to
with.
Earth before. Would you run the risk of going through the Stargate being cloaked? Because there's no way off.
planet. No other
She
way.
might not have a
Yep.
ship. She might just not have a ship. And it's
Well, how
like
did she get to Cassandra's planet then? Stargate.
By
I guess.
by gate, and then obviously she ringed
No, but
down.
what I'm saying is, why would you go to the SGC knowing that they've got an iris? It's impenetrable. There's no way that you can really leave because they
'Cause
don't
she's
have a DHD.
Well,
She's
she
invisible.
didn't know about the TERs.
She wouldn't have known about
Yeah,
the
you
TER.
just
She
go
didn't
out
know
with
about the whole Ritu thing. So she,
team.
obviously, to her, she's as
Yeah,
invisible as...
and it's like, if
she
you think
always
about
is to
it,
everyone.
she ringed down into her laboratory.
Pretty risky.
Invisible. No, think about it. She ringed down into her laboratory invisible,
Yeah.
and Teal'c couldn't sense her. Jack and Daniel didn't know she was there or whatever. So they've got, okay, and they've taken all her gear, all her little contraptions and stuff, and then ringed up, and she watched them. Remember, there's that POV shot with the cool little filter on it. So obviously, as they were walking back to the gate, she's ringed back up as well and followed them, and just come through the gate with them. But yeah, the TERs should have picked her up. So that's Heather's issue. That
Yeah. I'm just saying, she's been there before. She knows what it's like on Earth. I wouldn't bother going back with them.
Yeah.
What,
well, I mean, if you
to
had
get
the
her shit?
You got to
That's
risk it
why,
for the
or-
biscuit. But,
Yeah.
well,
but...
if you could be telepathic or telekinetic by the end of it, you'd probably take the risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
Like
that's
I
what
don't know how she ever thought she was going to get Cassandra
Yeah.
out of there, but
Oh, she
maybe
just wanted her blood.
Maybe she just wanted the blood
Yeah.
and the
She just wanted to see
Juice
if
is
it
worth
worked.
squeeze in that instance. But one thing I was going to say is, how did Teal'c not sense her? I don't get...
I guess that's part
same
of the
reason.
cloak.
Same reason
Yeah.
the TERs didn't detect her when she came through the gate in the first place.
Well, that's exactly right.
No,
No, I think
Tilt
they
wasn't
did.
switched
I
on.
think they did. I think they were switched on. It's because she was dressed as a ninja, and ninjas
Yeah,
are
good
invisible.
call.
That's, yes, you've nailed it.
You know what?
You've nailed
But she
it.
was dressed as a
Absolutely
she was
right.
dressed as a
Ninja.
ninja when she jumped through the fucking glass,
Yeah.
and the TER is what made her visible, so Jack could shoot her with the Zap.
Yeah, but that was next to O'Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's anti-ninja.
Oh.
So
Right.
He's the
Anti-ninja feel.
Again, so
I
she
can only
was,
fill
she
in
was a
bad
victim of
writing
plot.
one episode at a time, Maddie. I'm so sorry. I've reached my limitations. My favourite meme I reckon I've ever seen online, one of the top 3 at least, and it's that ninja convention. And it's like, it's a convention room, there's like 500 seats and says Ninja Convention, sold out.
Yeah.
They're all empty. And it's just like, yeah, well done.
Well
done.
Well played.
I think there's not too much more of that episode, is there?
I didn't mind the forest stuff too much because Cassandra wasn't there.
No, but that was all right because that was actually
Yeah.
explaining the story
ENT and-
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she was doing, and
Yeah.
there was a little bit of mystery as to why there was a fire there and a handprint
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
And the whole time that laboratory was underground at Cassandra's planet and they'd never seen it before.
Yeah, but
so that
are
was
you,
cool.
you
I didn't
telling
mind
me
that.
that no one on that planet went into the woods without
No,
coming
mate.
under
It's
that?
a rite of passage.
Yeah, but they didn't just
Title of
wander
the
through
episode,
that
mate.
particular.
Yeah, let's go for
part
an
of the
adventure
woods.
today.
Right on the edge of the woods, you've got Walter there going,
And what if one of the kids was afraid of the dark, so decided to wander through the woods during the day and then didn't see the glow in the
No.
dark
It's
handprint?
part of the rite of passage during the night. Has to be.
And what if there was just a kid just had a jumper and then wasn't drawn to the fire either? Like, you know,
Had a jumper.
just had a jumper on.
if anything,
I'm good. It's like, hey,
I want to get away
too
from
hot.
this.
there's a rite of passage. We know you're gonna have to walk into the woods by yourselves.
Yeah.
Let's just give you a jumper before you go, and that way when you're out there, you're not going to be
You want a
cold.
blanket? No, I'm pretty
So
sure
you
there'll be a
don't find
fire out there.
Yeah. That
You
lights
don't
up
have
on
it
its
in
own.
fire starting kit. I'm sure there'll be a handprint.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a fire that just starts itself that I can warm myself by.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's
Everything's
fine.
good.
I did like at the end though too when they got near to, they're like, "You gotta fix her," and she's like, "All right," and they lessen the deal, but it's like it's all she's got. She's like, "All right," and they stick on that little device they brought back. They didn't know what it was going to do. I like when O'Neill picked that device up, went to put it in the briefcase, and he's like, "What is it? What does this do?" And then Teal'c's like, "What do you think it does?" And he's like, "All right," and he just put it down. It's like, what was?
But he put it down like. Ew.
Like,
What's the subconcept? What's going on? What are you guys thinking about? But when she puts it on,
Fistmaster 5000.
they like it rough. So she puts that on, and then she's got the other thing in her. She puts the first thing on, and goes, "Whoa, damn it, it's too late." And they're like, "Try again." She's like, "It's not going to work. Try it again." She's like, "All right, I'll use the other thing." It's fixed. And then I know I referenced Eddie Murphy the other week from Bowfinger, but it reminded me of this line from Beverly Hills Cop. "You were lying your ass off." I was like, "You little bitch." Like, she had it in her pocket. She's like, "Nah, nothing else will fix it." Okay, boom. Okay, she's fixed. So,
Yeah.
Cured.
Oh, damn, I've got to apply myself. Ugh,
Yeah.
okay.
She did that. She did that with Lord Yu as well. She's like,
That's right.
Oh,
Tried.
yeah, that's right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
like
I've
we've
totally
been
forgot
here
about
before.
that.
We've
Yeah.
done this dance, you
I know what
lazy
you're
bitch.
doing.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's right.
We know your style.
She's a good actress, though. I do love Jacqueline Zamunda. I think she gives really
Yeah.
good evil.
I like her name.
I
Say her
think
last
the-
name again?
Zamunda.
So you can say that right.
I think the
Because I've heard other people say it. I've heard people say so I can parrot it. I'm a
Yeah.
parrot, guys.
I think the OG System Lords are are just so awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they as
Yeah.
the series progresses, you start seeing all these other ones, and I think they've
Yeah,
obviously
they
been
start dragging to the bottom of the barrel. Like when you get to
Yeah.
Last Stand and Summit, there's zero
Well, it's like they've kind of watched
menace
the
there.
series, and they're like, okay, I've got to be really menacing, and I've got to do this, and I've got to really go over the top. Whereas the original ones, you can't beat Apoff,
Yeah.
Brendan's mate, but
Never.
You can't there's Nearty. Lord Yu's just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll see a few more come in, and you'll be able to do your judgments, Rhys. And it's just like the originals are they just are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't
And you-
need to sort of grandstand. They're just very quiet in their
You can tell.
badassery.
Yeah, they've been murdering for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Like, I believe
The
that.
dialogue
Yeah.
is arch, and I think that's probably what the rest of the actors who come on make that mistake of I have to be arch, but it's like
Yeah.
not really. You can kind of play it down
Yeah.
and just use
You know,
the
and I mean,
dialogue.
and
Yeah.
and some of the Goa'uld are also victims of wardrobe, where it's like Zapakna.
Yeah.
You know, he got
a
given a
skirt.
dress and a big giant hey hat.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, when we see him again
Yeah, but he
later
pulled
on,
it
he's
off.
looking a bit more badass. And he's,
It's like you don't give a damn, you know.
And then in Summit and Last Stand, you see some horrible costumes, and you just go, "Oh, come on, really?" So,
Can't polish a turd, guys.
That's it. You can cover it in glitter, but it's still a turd.
I mean, for a Cassandra episode, it is.
And the
what it is.
final, farewell to Cassandra, farewell to Heather E. Ash.
And
Some
we
would say
never
farewell,
see
some
him
would say
again.
good riddance.
Cassandra,
you know.
she didn't die, did she?
No, we
Fortunately not.
never see her again.
Everyone got
She should have.
got 7.2 on the Richter. and
You
just
hear about her at one
bug it off.
stage, but then
4 or 5 eps, they mention her name.
they mention her name for a thing or two. But
Yeah.
you never see her.
All right, that's episode 95 of Get Into Gate, Rite of Passage. We will be back next week to talk a great name. I always love saying this, Beast of Burden. Woo! Got to say that in an accent, I feel. I don't know why, but
God,
you did.
yeah.
So that's 96 of Get Into Gate. We'll be back next week. Until then, you can check out all of our old episodes on any podcasting channel that you like. Just hit up Get Into Gate, a Stargate podcast. Like, subscribe, I don't know, share, whatever you do on the
Yeah.
socials, Facebook,
God,
Twitter,
yeah.
and Instagram. Or support the show, join the show, contribute to the show, be part of the show, Patreon.
Can be your rite of passage.
Hey, see, see?
Come
See,
and
where you
join
go
us.
from just listening to the show going,
Didn't
these guys
even
are
put it
all
in a
right.
sentence. He just shoved the name of the episode in.
Works.
Yeah.
Could be your own.
Fucking works, mate.
Right, I was going to say riteofpassage.com. You've got me. Patreon.com/Get Into Gate. Myself, Mitch_Lewis on Twitter and Instagram. Matty.
At the high pitch Matty.
Brendan.
At the Bren Gibson.
Reese.
I'm at the Flying Gibson.
And Lincoln.
Reg, at the
I thought you were doing it as a gag. He's actually out of the room. He had a smile on his face.
Just can't do it.
He's giving me the finger now. He's actually leaving. He's left
Yeah,
the
he's
airlock
gone.
of our station.
He's gone.
He's gone.
I've got his phone here now, so it's at Link_Lewis.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm just going to post some shirtless selfies.
Yeah, please
So,
do.
Oh,
And during the week for, I guess, mainly our American listeners, but to everyone else who celebrates around the world on Wednesday, happy Halloween,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
shit, it's my mum's birthday.
Oh, you better get onto that. You better get onto that.
I've already sent her something, mate.
Get Into Geek.